Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Hey, Fraud Law Review. And I just want to also, in case you're wondering about the red verbiage, Red Friday. My husband is a big advocate for supporting veterans, particularly in the numbers of suicides of our precious veterans. And he is shared with me more about the Red Friday. And he actually got me a t-shirt. All the t-shirts he have are all about veterans, every single one. He buys them all from sources that support financially trying to get more help for the veterans. And he got me a big red t-shirt from a particular company, and I thought I had it today, and it was going to be what I wore just for my Fridays, and I can't find him, and he's not here. It's, you know how he works a few days a week away. So I will get on that, but I thought I would otherwise mention it. Okay. So here we have Fraud Law Review. Kalispell must be a town in Montana. It's interesting because the Office of Inspector General, when they published these, it used to kind of spell out more clearly. But anyway, you can look it up because it does say Missoula also. So I looked it up. Montana. All right. So apparently, and I don't know if Missoula is a county or a town, because it says that a Kalispell, and that's with a K, couple admitted, so I'm going to say their names if they bring them up, to stealing nearly $200,000 from the Social Security Administration by falsely reporting their living and financial situation so they could receive more benefits on behalf of their children than they were entitled. So this suggests to me it's SSI, because that's where your living and financial situation matters. That does not matter for Social Security benefits, because again, that's insurance. You paid for it, you get it, as long as you meet the criteria of being disabled from working. SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income, and is welfare, is needs-based. And therefore, your financial situation determines whether you are sufficiently needy enough to have it. So when you're hiding your finances so that you can get it, that's a problem. And the kids' entitlement, if they are disabled, the only way you get SSI is if you're disabled, if you're a child, and poor. Their poorness obviously depends on their parents' poorness, because all children are technically, in some way, shape, or form, unless they have trust funds and all that other business, generally poor. Generally, of course, we have exceptions, when people make up big bank accounts for their kids. But so my suspicion is here that these children were receiving SSI based on their own disabilities, and their parents pretended they were poor, so their children, therefore themselves, because parents control the money of whatever comes in the door for the kids, so they could have it. So it's all about, what is it about again? Greed. So the greed or power, right? Always. Greed, control, power, always. And usually with lay people who have no power, it's usually money. Okay. So we have, I'm going to say their names. Let's say it out loud. Misty, Lynn. It's probably Knapton, but there's a K. I'm assuming it's silent. It looks like Knapton, but I'm going to assume it's Knapton. She's 49 years old. What a way to run into your 50s there, Misty. And her husband, who is 50, Travis Ray Knapton, each pleaded guilty to theft of government money at separate hearings. Miss Misty pled to felony charge and faces a maximum of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine and 3 years, they have a typo here, of supervised release. Mr. Travis pled to a misdemeanor charge and faces a maximum of 1 year in prison, a $100,000 fine, and 1 year of supervised release. How interesting. So here we have a couple that apparently both did wrong. She's getting nailed more than him. Suggests to me she's the ringleader maybe, or did more of the hands-on, whereas maybe he just kind of let it happen and didn't stop it. We'll see. Well, they're usually kind of vague in these things, but let's see if they tell us. Sentencing is for January 9th of 2025. We are currently in September of 2024. By the time you see this, it might be early October, not sure. So they've been released pending further proceedings. The documents allege that the Napton couple received benefits from the Social Security Administration on behalf of 5 of their children. Yes, through the Supplemental Security Income, that's SSI program. All right, so we are right on our figuring that out in the beginning, right? The program is meant to provide monthly payments to people with disabilities who have little to no income or resources. Bingo. The SSI program has income and assets limits, either of which could make a beneficiary ineligible for benefits. The government further alleges that Miss Misty was the representative payee for her children enrolled in SSI, and that would generally be so. It's either going to be the mother or the father or whoever has custody. And if there's 2 people with custody, like a mom and dad that are intact, one of them will be the rep payee. It doesn't really matter who, assuming they're both mentally competent. Apparently here, they're both, neither one are character competent, so that's a problem. In May 2009, Miss Misty wrote to the SSI that Travis no longer lived with her and the children. She frequently reported to the SSA that she and the children paid rent for their housing, that Travis was not a member of the household, and that their only income was child support that Travis paid to Misty. However, from 2009 to the present, Travis owned the house that Misty and the children lived in. He frequently lived with them, and he paid for vehicles, food, and other living expenses for the family from his income. So, in addition to the house, Travis owned several cars, trucks, ATVs, a motorcycle, and a jet ski. So just a little aside here. So mom pretends dad's not living there. You know, sometimes there is a separation, but to not include his income, one would have to also then not be receiving support from him. So he would have to be completely out of the picture, not there to, you know, support their basics or their extracurriculars. And if he did support, that money would be, of course, considered. So here we have all these things he supported and all of his own resources. So in September of 2020, the SSA conducted a redetermination benefits for one of the children. The agency determined that Miss Misty, failed to list Travis as a member of the household and told SSA that she paid rent of $1,400 a month. She also confirmed that no one in the household was a parent or a child of either the landlord or his or her spouse. In truth, Miss Misty and Mr. Travis jointly owned the house, so she was not paying rent, and Travis was part of the household at that time. Now, mind you, you can own your house and it's not going to interfere with SSI. So their stupidity in thinking they had to do it this way might have been ill thought out, you know. It's that dumb criminal thing, you know. In truth, okay. SSA analyzed the Napton assets and determined that from April 2011 to February of 2024, wow, they did this for quite a long time, wouldn't you say? The Napton children would not have qualified for SSI benefits had the SSA known the truth about, another typo, the Napton's living and financial situation. SSA calculated that the Napton children received nearly $200,000 in SSI benefits that they were not actually eligible to receive. The SSI income was paid into separate bank accounts for each child. Misty frequently shared and transferred this money, stolen from the United States, into Travis's bank account. Travis then used the stolen money to purchase homes and vehicles, pay for general living expenses and other items for himself and his family. Wow. All right, Montana couple, you're letting us down here. Yeah, not good. All right. Remember, SSI is needs-based according to the SSI's determination of need, not yours, not ours. I mean, I need a lot of things. Would I love to win the lottery? It would make life so much easier. That's not the same as needs-based for taking SSI benefits that is meant for the truly poor and the truly needy. So everyone who does this, you know, you deserve what you get. Sorry, you do. Bye, guys.